She stood in front of a locked door, rain dripping from the broken sign above her head. That door was her coffee shop, her only income, her last hope. Inside that silence, something broke. Not the door, not the business, her heart. Because this wasn't her first failure, it was her second. People don't know what it feels like to work every day and still lose everything, to smile in public and cry alone at night. She sold her jewelry, she borrowed money, she skipped meals, and still she failed. But here's what no one tells you. Failure hurts more when you do everything right. That night, she sat in darkness. No food, no money, no voice to comfort her. Only one question echoed in her mind. Why am I being tested like this? She didn't ask God for wealth. She didn't ask for success. She whispered only one thing. Give me strength not to quit. Most people quit at this moment. She didn't. Not because she was fearless, but because she was patient. She believed something powerful. If God brought me this far, He will not leave me here. So she stood up, wiped her tears, and tried one more time. What happened next didn't change overnight. No miracle, no sudden money. No applause, just quiet progress. Small wins, hard lessons, long nights. But patience was working where no one could see. Years later, the same woman who once counted coins now signs contracts. The same hands that washed coffee cups now hold keys, not to a shop, not to a cafe, but to something the world once said she'd never have. This is not a story about business. This is a story about patience, about how God tests before He elevates, about how pain prepares purpose. By the end of this video, you will understand why. The longer the wait, the greater the reward. Let's see the details of this story together. This is the beginning of her story. She was not born into wealth. She was not born into privilege. She was born into ordinary life, with an extraordinary dream hidden quietly in her heart. From a young age, she believed something deeply, that honest work, done with patience, could change destiny. While others waited for opportunities to come, she decided to create one with her own hands. It was not big. It was not impressive. Just a small coffee shop, a few chairs, a simple counter, and a heart full of hope. Every morning, she opened the shop before sunrise. The streets were still quiet. The air was cold, but her determination was warm. Every night, she closed the shop with tired hands and a hopeful heart. She cleaned the tables herself. She washed the cups herself. She smiled at customers even when her heart felt heavy. But life does not test people when they are strong. It tests them to make them strong. Customers were few. Expenses were many. Rent increased. Suppliers demanded payment. Slowly, silently, losses began to pile up. She sold her jewelry. She borrowed money. She skipped meals. She smiled in public, but cried alone in private. Then came the moment she feared the most. The coffee shop failed. The first failure did not just break her business. It broke her heart, not because of money, but because of shame, doubt, and mockery. People said, "Business is not for women like you. Dreams don't pay bills. You should have known your limits." But deep inside her heart was a quiet voice, soft, yet powerful. Be patient. She closed the shop, not knowing that this was not the end of her story. It was only the first chapter of her test. Repeated failure, silent pain, and unshaken faith. Most people quit after one failure. She did not. She rested for a while, not to give up, but to gather strength. Then she tried again. This time, smaller, humbler, wiser. Another coffee corner, another chance, another prayer. But life tested her harder this time. The location was bad. Partners were dishonest. Unexpected problems appeared one after another. Again she failed. This failure hurt deeper. Debts grew heavier. Respect disappeared. Even family members advised her to stop dreaming. There were nights when she had no food, but she still whispered prayers. There were days when she had no hope, but she still showed up to work. She did not ask God for wealth. She did not ask God for fame. She asked God for strength to continue. In silence, she learned painful but powerful lessons. She learned patience. She learned discipline. She learned humility. She realized failure is not punishment. It is preparation. Each loss taught her wisdom. Each mistake sharpened her judgment. Each tear softened her heart. When everything around her collapsed, her faith did not. And while the world looked away, God was watching. The turning point, when patience meets opportunity. Patience works quietly. It does not announce itself. It does not demand recognition. But when its reward comes, the world cannot ignore it. One ordinary day, an opportunity appeared. It was not big. It was not safe. But it was honest. This time, she applied every lesson failure had taught her. She managed money carefully. She avoided shortcuts. She treated customers with sincerity and respect. She worked harder than ever before. But now, she worked smarter. Slowly, something changed. Customers returned. Trust grew. Profit appeared not suddenly, but steadily. This business did not explode overnight. It grew like a seed beneath the soil. Invisible at first, unstoppable later. Years passed. From a shop gives to a cafe. From a cafe gives to a restaurant. From a restaurant gives to a brand. People who once laughed now asked, "How did you do it?" She answered calmly, "Patience and God." The reward, gratitude, legacy, and the final lesson. Today, she stands in front of her 5-star hotel. The same woman who once counted coins now manages empires. The same woman who once cried in silence now inspires thousands. But success did not change her heart. She still prays. She still remembers her failures. She still helps others who are struggling. She says, "My wealth is not luck. My wealth is patience. I worked without giving up, and God rewarded me beyond imagination." She understands something deeply now. Success is not just about money. It is about who you become along the way. Final powerful message. Patience is painful, but its reward is permanent. If you don't quit, destiny must change. When the world abandons you, but you hold patience. God will never abandon you. Please like video, subscribe for more.